Let me start. Honestly, I've been getting on weird rants before I start the philo. Can I do another one? Honestly, because this I didn't have this plan. I just want to say I love y'all. That's it. I'm very very honored to be here every single day. I hope you guys. I feel blessed. I feel humbled to be surrounded by some beautiful people. To see you guys. All the positivity. All of you guys changing your lives. Even the people who are fighting to do it. I know you haven't seen the same success as everybody else in here, or a lot of the people, or even a few people. But at the end of the day, I love y'all, and I know y'all fighting for it too, and I see you. So I hope you guys never give up. I hope you don't quit, and I hope you're wise with what you do. But I love all of you, man. I hope everybody here loves each other as well too. The really ones. Again, if you ain't showing love, you know what it is, man. So the people who sow peace and positivity, I really appreciate it. Again, it's very exciting for me. I hope you know that. I get fucking stoked, baby. So, two things. I don't really know what to title this. There's gonna be a few. I'm gonna share a story with you that we talked about in the past from the Bible. I'm gonna preface it for you. But what we're talking about here today, something that we like. We all like this. Growth. That's what we're gonna be talking about. Growth. You guys like growth? I like growth stocks. I like watching my account grow. Ultimately, I like myself growing. You guys have got to see me grow. Isn't that weird? In a weird way, some of you, depending on how long you've been watching, you've got to see me grow up in a weird way. Even if you've been watching from a few people till now, even if you watch the old videos when we had pledge classes, all that other shit, some of you have really got to watch me grow. And at the same time, I've got to see a lot of you grow. And that's why, maybe that's why I feel this way. I'm like, wow, I love it. I love it. That's what we're going to talk about. Growth. And it's very important. And this is what I want to talk about today because there's a few parts of growth that we need to talk about. And with all of you guys, again, I don't care what anybody says. I really don't. I rebuke any negativity. And I hope all of you know, you are growing into something. And that's what we're going to talk about here today is growing into something. And I want all of you to understand that you have, really, if it's in your heart, if you've committed to learning and being the best version of yourself and committed to growing and all of that, I hope you're growing into something. So prepare for that. Okay? Do you know what that means? Prepare to grow into it. That's what we're going to talk about. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let me start it with a very, very key opening line. And this is something I want you to understand because, this is why I'm telling you all this. I'm telling you to be prepared. I'm telling you to get ready because I hope you know growth is a decision to a degree. You guys know that? Do any of you believe that you have a choice to grow? See, this is some philo right here. Do you believe it is a choice to grow or not? Come on. What do you think about that? Has anybody ever asked you that? Something as stupid as that question. Is growth a choice? Yes, it is. But doesn't everything grow? Interesting. See, some people said no, but a lot of yeses. Wow, okay. Interesting. So then, I can choose. So why am I not taller? See, all jokes aside, that's the point. A lot of people, somebody said it, they're like, I've never really thought about that. And that's something I thought about this weekend, is that growth is a choice. It really is. All of us grow at different times, different paces and everything, but it is a choice because this is the distinction. To help you understand this concept, I hope you know that age is automatic. Growth is intentional. That's what I want to talk about today. That's part of growing into it. I hope you get that. Age is automatic. You guys realize earnings season is coming no matter what. The time is going to pass. That play is going to hit no matter what. The next year is already coming. The end of this month is going to be there. Age is automatic. Time does go by. That's just the clock keeps going even as I'm talking right now. Even as I'm speaking to you now, we're entering a new space of time. Trippy concept. That's automatic. That's why some of you guys are sitting around, you're waiting for events to happen in your life. You're saying, I'm going to do this once this happens. But dude, age is automatic. You're waiting for just the time to go on before you make the decision that I'm going to grow, that I'm going to do something, that I'm actually, hey, yes, this time is going to go by. I am going to get older. I am going to go from a teenager to an adult. I am going to go from an adult to a middle-aged man, or a middle-aged person to a senior citizen. But it's on you. Like, really think about that. It's on you to choose and intentionally decide where you want to go and what you want to do. And honestly, I mean, it begs the question, like, and that's why I think it's funny with what we just talked about here. Like, why are some of you in school? Why do some of you go to work? Why are you in this stream? Think about it. Do you not realize time is going to go on no matter what? Some of you signed up for college and you're sitting there in class with the stream on, not even paying attention. Age is automatic. Time is going to go on. It's your choice to get the most out of school. Some of you are in work right now, and you could sit through work every day and say it's negative, say you don't like it, this and that. Time is going to go. It's on you to say, I'm going to work at something that I could build a career in. I'm going to take these skills and use it to build off of that skill and get into this industry. Again, some of you are in the stream. You could listen here and let 7 hours pass every day. You could be waiting on me to do something. But at the end of the day, the growth that's going to come from here is if you intentionally sit down here and say, hey, I'm going to learn something from this. Okay, clearly something's happening here. I'm going to learn. I'm going to make sure I grow and get the most out of this whole experience. Again, everything, college, school, work, everything. Because again, it's very easy to get caught up in this, I don't know what it is, man. It's like a weird purgatory in life. We will sometimes get caught in these situations, just going through the motions, but not making this choice to grow. You see? That's what I'm saying. This growth it has to be intentional. Some of you want to take it to the next level. Amen. I want that for you. But it's not going to be sitting in a place thinking automatically it's going to come with your age as time passes and that. No. It is going to be for all of you to make a decision. We've talked about this. That's why I love the Bible. God, the whole concept of God, it is about believing. It is about faith, but ultimately is making a decision. We've said this before. What's the difference between the guy who flips burgers and the CEO? The CEO makes harder decisions. You get paid more for making hard and difficult decisions. That's it. So what decisions are you choosing to take whatever your circumstance is and grow in it? How many of you are looking at whatever your circumstance, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's good, can you still grow? Yes. If it's bad, you're saying, oh, no. Are you making the effort to grow? Because if you're not, it makes sense why you're probably, life could pass you by and life could get very boring. Time keeps on slipping. Amen. So it's kind of interesting because this even reminds me, and you see it in life. And this is where I'm going to get into kind of the Bible story. And it relates to all of us. Depending on what it is in our life, we've made the choice to grow sometimes dependent on our environment. And that's why even in the chat, I think it's interesting because, think about it. You get every single one of you deals with the same Josh. You deal with the same level of communication. You're getting the same words coming through on your speakers that are going to the same 5,000 other people. Sometimes in that environment, you're forced to grow. That's why I like it for some of you. That's why I feel bad when some people can't hang. I feel bad that they feel that they're left out. I feel bad that they don't feel like they're getting what it is. Again, they're sending emails. They're making this. It's kind of they're like coming at me like they're helpless. But I do like the fact that you are put in an environment where you are forced to grow, and that's what happens to us. Honestly, sometimes being forced to grow is the best opportunity. That's it. Because sometimes if you left a human being the choice, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to relax. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why I think some of you guys, I don't know what position you're in, but right now in life, some of you, it's easy to take that for granted. Some of you look back, you're like, man, my life was hard. It was difficult. Thank God. Because one, you made it out, you're here, but that probably forced you to grow somewhere. And we see it a lot. That way, growth was intentional because it was intentional to survive. So God bless you who have made it. But then at the same time now, how many of you are in pity and pouting because you didn't choose to grow, but now the situation has arrived where you are forced to grow. Your back is against the wall. You have no choice. That's it. If you want to be the same, it's a very tight corner right there. The only way you're going to get out of there is if you grow right now. So growth is key. It's sometimes being forced to. It's a blessing and a curse. But in that, you get opportunities. And that's where the story is Samuel. So Samuel from the Bible, if you guys don't know, I think I read this to you. Remember we read it, and he had the evil sons. Remember, remember the Philo was about in the days visions were rare. You guys remember I said that, Philo? That was Samuel the prophet. And what happened with Samuel was that his mom really wanted a kid, and she was really old, and she would pray and pray and pray. She would go to the church and pray. She would pray so much. Again, she was very diligent about this prayer. She would pray so much that the priest in the church thought she was drunk. Because he was like, dude, what's wrong with you? Honestly, I feel that. I don't know if anybody's in here like that. Have any of you ever prayed so much you look crazy? You ever wanted something that bad? Every night, every morning, anytime. That's why every time you have a chance to talk to somebody, the prayer's on your lips already. Y'all don't. Maybe you guys don't want anything that bad. Never mind then. I don't know. But that's what happened with her. That's why she kept praying. She wouldn't shut up about it. They thought she was crazy. And then eventually, the priest came up, and the priest was like, all right, God said he's going to give you one. And then what did she do? She was able to get pregnant. God gave her a son, but then she committed the son to the church. She said, since God gave me this kid, I'm going to give him back to the priest so that he could grow up and serve God his whole life. That was Samuel the prophet. So then what happened? She gave the son back to the church, and he grew up in the church. He grew up with Eli and Eli's sons. Here was the problem, though, and this is what I want to talk about. Eli's sons were shitheads. So the sons of the priest, they would take, when people would bring in money to donate, they would take it. When people would sacrifice animals, the sons would eat it. They were even hitting on the girls in the church. They were nasty, bro. That's what they were doing. And then you have Samuel, this guy who his mom just gave him up for adoption practically to the church. Think about that. So he grew up. That's why, remember, he eventually had the vision from God, told him what was going on. Eventually, God spoke to him. He got older and over. And and I love sharing these stories with you because you want to know what the best part is? All of this connects. You guys know how we've talked about David and Goliath, David and Bathsheba, David and Solomon, David and Saul, all of that. This goes all the way through the Old Testament. Samuel's the prophet who picked David. Isn't it funny how it all connects? But here's the point. It has to do with growth. He grew up in that church. He grew up in the house of the Lord, serving the house of the Lord. But what happened? He was around these punks, and they were setting a bad example. Do you realize how hard that is? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you realize how hard it is to grow up as a little boy in that sense? And then all you see around you is bad influences? And how did he not get influenced by people doing the wrong thing? People who were his elders, people they were sons of the high priest at the time. Do you realize how difficult that is? That's a part that often gets overlooked in that story. The fact that this guy, that's all he grew up knowing. And even though he saw people doing something, he knew that wasn't right. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you do know. Because what I'm telling you is this has to do with growth. As you're growing up, as you're making this choice to grow, do you realize what Samuel did? Samuel recognized what was wrong. He recognized bad behavior. and he made a choice to grow away from it. Oh, y'all don't feel me. See, I'm going to give you the concept. This is the first one. I want you all to intentionally choose to grow. But you want to know what the next step of growth is? It's recognizing what is not going to help you. It is recognizing wickedness, evilness. It's recognizing a bad example set forth. That's part of choosing to grow. You have to realize what it is and go the other way. And you have to choose to grow away from that. Y'all don't feel me. This is such a financial philo, you have no idea. Come on, you know how hard it is. You see people doing the wrong thing every day. How do you not get influenced to do the same thing? I know you feel the FOMO. I know you feel the FOMO, especially in June, July, everything. Yes, this goes for everywhere. Someone said, oh, it's like the hood. It's like this. It's everywhere, but especially financially. Some of you want to make it to financial success. You want to be a savvy investor, but you don't know how to spot a bad, risky behavior and know how to avoid it and protect your money. That's what this is saying. That's what I'm saying. Come on. It's hard. You feel it. You can see everybody doing something. You saw the son, the pastor's son, everybody in the church. You just grew up. You didn't even grow up around people. You didn't grow up around people who do finances. Samuel didn't grow up around people. All he knew was those sons and Eli. That's it. You don't know anything. So what are you supposed to do? You're like, that doesn't make sense to me. That's all Samuel did. He said, that doesn't make sense that that's how you worship God. That doesn't seem right because this is what it says. So how are you going to operate in business in the world? Think about it. I like it. This is tough for some of you. This is going to make some of you question things. I like it. That's the point. Because if you cannot recognize a bad decision, it's going to be very hard to grow. Because then you might grow in the wrong direction. I really hope you know that. That's what I'm worried about for a lot of people. I rebuke it. But you have to really, really ask yourself, are you growing away from what you shouldn't, or are you growing into the YOLO demon? Are you growing into, maybe I should start speeding this up? Okay, maybe I do need this. Maybe I have sets of rules. I have strategies. I know if I do this, it'll work. But I see people doing this. Be careful. Because that's the first step of choosing to grow. Otherwise, you're just growing. Or AKA aging. You must choose to grow, and you must choose what to grow away from. So then, naturally, logically, if you're choosing to grow away from something, what does that mean now? That clearly means you're growing into something. Oh, that gets me hyped. I don't know why. I will. I'll give you the punchline. You all need to grow into something. And that's why some of you need to stop thinking so small. That's why some of you're getting scared to do the right thing because you're not growing into it. You realize how fast children change clothes? You buy clothes for kids. Some of you guys, as you're going through 18 to 25, that little one-bedroom apartment ain't going to work. You got to grow in this stuff. Some of you, your portfolio, you're getting a lot smarter, but your portfolio, you need to grow into that portfolio. You need to grow into something bigger. You want to know why it's important? It's the same story. And I'll tell you this now, because if you are not growing into something, you could buy a shark. I looked into that. I was going to buy a damn shark. Fuck yeah. But if you buy a shark, you buy a certain animal, the shark could grow like 10 feet or something. But if you stick it in a 2-foot tank, it's not going to grow any because he didn't give it something to grow into. That's what I'm saying with some of you guys. Some of you need to grow into this stuff now. Some of you, your next season, your next level is what you're growing into. Some of you need to stop acting in what you see today and start getting a little foresight. Oh, y'all don't feel me because you need to grow into it. I don't think you feel me. I might be getting you a little too hyped up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I don't mean to hit you with the prosperity gospel, but damn, this gets me hyped. This is a realization you all should have, because all of you are fairly young. All of you still have a lot. Even 2021, we have a lot of opportunities. So by default, I think we are growing into something. So damn right, I'm going to get some bigger clothes. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, man. That's all. Like, it's just, you're not going to be the same. And that's what happened. Samuel, his mom left him at the church for her whole life, right? But you know what she would do? She would visit him every year. It says this in the Bible. She would visit Samuel every year at the church, and what would she do? Is she would sew him a robe. She would make her son a robe, a clothing. Like a nice decked out robe. She would get him a Coogee sweater. Every day, every year, mama would sew together a sweater and give it to him. Do you see how weird that is? Imagine leaving your son at a church when he's a child, and then you're coming back once a year, and once a year, you're giving him a coat. What questions should you be asking? Like, how did she know how big he was? Wouldn't that be weird? This guy went from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What happened? 13, 14, 15. Like, what happens? What if he was like 6'10"? How is she going to know what was happening? Do you see the point? I thought it was a cool point. And then it made me think a little bit. Do you get it? Let's see if you get it. What was she doing? She wasn't asking how much she wasn't asking how much you grew. He was growing. She knew it. What do you think she did? She was anticipating the growth. That's why it makes sense, because she would do it every year. What she would do? She would sew him a robe that he would grow into. All she had to do is see where he was at 1 year, say, okay, I know you're going to grow. She sewed him something that he would grow into every single time. That's the point. How many of you are visiting your goals every year? My question is, are you sewing a bigger robe or not? Are you making it bigger on purpose? Yes. Because think about it. If you make it too small, some of you are coming back with the same size robe as last year. Oh, y'all don't feel me. Some of you listening to the people, they're like, why you? Some people are going to tell you, if you grow in the wrong direction and you come with this big ass robe, you don't think they're going to look at you and make fun of you? Oh, look at his robe. That don't fit you. Why are you making it look that big? You're not going to make that much money. You really think you're going to get out of here? What makes you different than Eli's sons? Y'all don't feel me. Y'all don't feel me. See, that's the point. Grow into it. All of you make that choice. So I don't know if you have somebody sewing something for you. If anything, I'm probably the one sewing it for you. Because I see a lot of you are about to grow into I see bigger for all of you, honestly. I love a lot of you in here. I see you. You said you're just like me. You make mistakes. You'll say some stupid shit sometimes. It's just like me, but I see what you're growing into. I get excited. That's it. You're long-term after 1 year. You're growing into something. You see what I'm saying? We're sewing a bigger robe. But that's the idea here. You need to all grow here today. You need to make a choice. It must be intentional. Otherwise, life is still going to go on and it will pass you up. Age is automatic. You have to spot where you're growing. Look at your environment. And you have to know what to grow towards and what to grow away from. And then you have to start aiming bigger and bigger and get ready to grow into it. Stop buying small clothes. Stop with these small ideas. Stop with these small thoughts. The negativity, all that small. See what I'm saying? Some of you need to grow into peace. Some of you need to grow into positivity, everything. You don't feel it now. I get it. You're growing into it. Some of you like, I'm still mad at the election. You're going to grow into it. Watch. Because that's where you're going. You're not growing backwards. I'm not letting you grow 4 years back. Fuck that. You're growing into something bigger. You're going to grow into stability. You're going to grow into being able to entertain people's ideas and thoughts and not let it get to you. That's where you're growing into it. You know why? Because think about it. You need more capacity. And some of you need to start setting up that capacity for yourself so you could handle more. Just like Solomon, he handled a lot. Solomon gave you an instructional document on how to handle a lot. So that's where it's going. That's where we all going. So I hope you're growing into it. And I hope you're not getting comfortable with the same size that you're rocking all the time. Okay? It's going to be too small. Unless you want to stay there. But then you really have to ask yourself, where am I growing towards and what am I growing away from? But make the choice. So regardless of the situation, whether you were forced to grow or not, whether you were born into there, whether you showed up, I don't know. I'd really ask yourself what you're growing into. And really watch out for the things that you're growing into. Again, spot the negative. Grow away from that. That's a choice. So I think it's really exciting. I think a lot of you guys, don't be afraid to have a big goal. Obviously, make it realistic. Obviously, be wise. You don't control everything. I think God is good. But you have to know you're growing into something better and you have to expect for it. Honestly, nothing says I have faith that I'm growing than buying bigger clothes. You realize that? Nothing says I have faith. Literally, that's why doing certain things, being accepting, being positive, being forgiving, that's hard. That's a very difficult concept, but nothing says I understand I'm growing like I'm going to do it right now. I know I'm going to fit that mold, so I might as well start now and grow into it. Because if you leave it big enough, you will grow into it. I promise you. That's just how it works. But that's on you to make the decision and deal with the little space in between as you do grow into it. And I encourage some of you, don't get pissed that you're not growing into it as fast. Let it be a little big. It'll be baggy for a little bit. Growth happens, but it is intentional. So, I hope you all make these good choices here. I hope you choose to grow. I hope you choose to grow away from negative influences that aren't taking you where you need to be. And I really hope you choose to grow into something bigger than where you are now and where you're at, because you will get it. But you need to see that growth yourself. But above all, you just choose. It's the best part. The minute you choose it, it's yours. So go. Take that to the bank, baby. That is your philosophy. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You're on mobile. Press high chat. X out the chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the Nightly Watch Listen main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts Bootcamp and Real Estate course. Don't be too shy to say hi or too high to say shy, baby. Woo! Don't be too shy to grow a little bit. Don't be scared. Get a little big in there. You know what I'm saying? You'll be good.